Hey fish friends, so a few hours after resetting my 20-gallon tank, I walked by and immediately noticed all the fish were hanging near the surface. That's when I knew something was very wrong.
Oh, scared me. What are they doing? Guys, what is wrong with y'all? Alright, so I did a little water change this weekend and moved some of the wood around. And I don't know, I noticed my fish were all at the top a while ago, so I thought, let me go check the water parameters. And this right here is my ammonia level. Look at that. Clearly, I moved around the substrate too much and it was just way too much in there. As far as I spiked the ammonia levels, it looks like. This is nitrites. Look at that in the purple. And these are nitrates. Crazy high, so I need to do an emergency water change.
I immediately did an emergency 50% water change. One of the most important things in fish keeping is paying attention to behavior changes, like the ones my fish did whenever they all went to the surface gasping for air. It was surprising how quickly the filter filled back up even after I had just cleaned it earlier. Looking back, I think what happened here was a combination of disturbing a lot of trapped waste in the substrate and overloading the beneficial bacteria in the filter all at once. When I removed the wood, vacuumed it, stirred everything up, it released a lot of built-up organics back into the water column. Then when the filter clogged so quickly, the biological filtration couldn't keep up with processing the ammonia being produced in the tank. In an established aquarium, beneficial bacteria normally converts ammonia into nitrite and then into nitrate. But if too much waste gets released too quickly, or if water flow through the filter becomes restricted, the system can temporarily fall behind and you end up seeing spikes like this. Well, during all of this chaos, I finally spotted both clown plecos together, resting on the driftwood. I honestly thought one of them had disappeared months ago. I hadn't spotted it in like 9 months. But as you can see here, you can see both of them resting peacefully on the driftwood and their colors coming back to them after the shock of everything.
They're beautiful.
The next day, the levels were still elevated, so I did another water change. I did 25% water change this time. I added prime and stability also. Just dosed it how it's directed on the bottles. I also added an air stone overnight, though. That was to help increase the oxygen levels, and I really think that is what helped keep the fish stable, because I did not lose any fish at all during this whole process. That's another reason why it's so important to watch your fish behavior, because I noticed it changed so fast and the ammonia affects the fish directly, especially their breathing, which is why they started hanging near the surface where oxygen levels are highest. Adding the air stone helped increase oxygen exchange while I worked on getting the water parameters back under control with water changes and with the dosing of the prime and the stability. You know, this was honestly a really good reminder that even routine maintenance can change the balance of an aquarium if too much gets disturbed at one time.
All right, so here's one of the final tests of my 20-gallon tank. So here is the ammonia. Perfect. It's back to being yellow. Here is the, nitrite. Look at that. Perfect again. It's back to being the blue, turquoise blue. Actually a little lighter, it looks like to me. And then this is the nitrate. And look at that, back to yellow. So water changes. I dosed it with stability as directed on here, and I also dosed it with some prime. All right, so fish are healthy, happy. Matter of fact, they're hungry. They're telling me right now to feed us.
Thanks for watching, fish friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe.